Hey guys, welcome to LaughNapkin. On today's episode, we have two stories from r/EntitledParents. And then we have a subscriber submitted story from our Reddit page, r/LaughNapkin. Thanks so much for posting your story. If you're new to my channel, go ahead and subscribe for dailies. Now let's get into it. Entitled Mom tried taking gold medal from 11-year-old me. After reading some posts from here, I remembered an incident from back in grade 6, year 7, and just wanted to share. So a bit of background. It was our school's sports day. We were taken to a small stadium where we could do some fun games like football, tug of war, or tag rugby, and some competitions as well. Sprints at 100 meters, 200 meters, 400 meters, high jump, and shot put. There was a large stand full of seats where students could go to rest or get some stuff from their bags. To the left, there was a stand where parents could sit and watch their kids compete. It was about half the size of the student stands because not many parents came to watch, since it was really hot around the time sports day would happen. So let's meet the cast. Me, entitled mom, entitled kid, PE teacher. So I was running the 100 meter and probably the best in my grade at the time. I was taller than everyone else in my grade at the time, which helped a lot with my speed. So I ran the race against 7 other guys and came out first place by about a meter. One of those kids, entitled kid, was some rich kid who always tried to act cool by showing off as if he had everything he wanted. Fast forward to after the award ceremony. Everyone is going to get their bags from the stands or to their parents. I just walked alone, gold medal in hand, and go to get a drink from the vending machine. As I turn the corner, I see entitled mom and entitled kid, with entitled kid fake crying. It was pretty obvious. And turned towards the vending machine. As he sees me, he points towards me and says, "That's him, mama." They both start walking towards me. I hadn't noticed until it was too late though. Entitled mom, "You don't deserve that medal." "I'm sorry, what?" "Give me the medal now, and I won't report you to the head of the PE department." "Why? I won this medal." "No, you didn't. I was recording and I saw you start before everyone else. Now give me the medal, otherwise I'll have you suspended." Me, still being a kid at the time, was scared crapless, and you could see it. I actually thought I did cheat and didn't want to get into trouble. I was actually going to give entitled mom the medal until a PE teacher walked up to us. I'm guessing he thought something was wrong because I looked pretty scared and entitled kid was fake crying. PE teacher, "Is anything wrong?" "Oh, nothing's wrong." PE teacher turns to entitled kid and asks, "What's wrong?" Entitled kid fake sobbing, "He cheated in the race when I was supposed to win." PE teacher turns to me and says, "Is that true?" Grade 6 me stayed silent. Entitled mom, in a pretty hesitant voice, "That's right. He started before everyone else." I got even more scared now. PE teacher was the person standing by the starting line to make sure we didn't get a head start. I fully expected to be in trouble. But then, PE teacher, "He did, huh?" Well, I was standing right beside the line and he was just fine. Started off with the rest of the kids. "You're lying. I have a video here." "Please, show me the video then." "I'm going to talk to the principal and get you fired." She just stormed off with entitled kid in tow before any of us could say anything. I was a bit shaken after that, so PE teacher got me an orange juice. He's a pretty cool guy. After that, entitled kid would just avoid me all he could in school, and unsurprisingly left next year. He started getting into more trouble for stuff like vaping. Yes, vaping is actually a thing with some kids here. Vandalism and actually cussing at some teachers. That time, a bride's mom tried to get an exact copy of her wedding dress. So I sold wedding dresses on and off for 5 years. I have a ton of stories. This one is one of the worst though. Yes, it will seem fake because it's so outlandish, but I assure you it's not. This is an old story about 1.5 years ago before I retired. Cast: me, bride, mother of bride, or the entitled mom in this story, manager. So at this point, I was about 2 months from leaving as I was entering my senior year of college. I have 2 young daughters, and really crappy family and in-laws. At this point, I have seen it all, but have run into 2 bridezillas in 5 years. It's mostly the mother of brides that are awful. So to set the scene, bride had come in a month prior and picked out her dream dress. Mother of bride was in to pick out her dress. Normal appointments for mother of brides are an hour. 3 hours later, nothing has worked. Mother of bride: I am really disappointed in the lack of options. Nothing is fancy enough for bride's wedding. Don't you know what you're doing? I'm sorry, Miss Mother of Bride, but I have shown you everything that your daughter has recommended in every color that you can get. But it's really my day. I'm the mother of the bride. I need to look the best. Now remember, I have an end date, so I say, no, it's for bride. She's supposed to look the best. You had your time to shine. This isn't about you. Well, aren't you a little punk? I want to speak to your manager. Great, I'll go get her. I fill my manager in on the situation. At this point, mother of bride has walked over to the wedding dresses. Manager: how can I help you? First, you can start by firing your employee. Then you can tell me which one of these wedding dresses I can order in blue. We don't have any dresses you can order in blue. But you must accommodate me. It's my wedding. I must look the best. It's actually the bride's wedding. Why don't you come back with your daughter and we can help you find another dress? No, this is my wedding. I want this dress and I want it for free for my inconvenience. That's an $1,800 ball gown. I'm not giving you that for free. At this point, I've snuck off to call the bride. I'm loyal. I had no qualms about telling her what's going on. Bride was mortified. She wanted her mom to get out, so she races over. Bride: Mom, stop! We talked about this. I raised you. I get to wear whatever I want and they will pay for it. No, you don't. If you keep this up, you won't be invited to the wedding. I have come back at this point. I realize the mother of bride is holding an identical copy of her kid's dress. Mother of bride: You little snitch. Seeing me: How dare you? She throws a ball gown at my head and comes after me. My manager body checks her. We call the police and mother of bride is escorted out with charges. Bride apologizes. She comes in after the wedding and says her mom wasn't invited and she now has a restraining order against her. I have lots of these stories. Your birthday cake belongs to me now. When I was a little ankle biter, under kindergarten age, so 4 or younger, I don't remember for sure, I went to daycare while my mom worked. I was a babysitter's wet dream because I was timid and never disobeyed or acted out. I was too worried about not being liked. My biggest problem was that other kids would sometimes single me out to pick on me because they knew I wouldn't retaliate. Unfortunately, my mom picked an extremely entitled hose beast of a woman to watch me. It wasn't her fault. On the surface, Dolly seemed perfect, and the kids all seemed to love her. Her program was pretty good, clean facilities, the works. She really seemed legit. Apparently, there was just something about me that really bothered her. She would do low-key petty things to make me cry or hurt my feelings. But since I was a timid child, it never occurred to me to tell on her. When she was mean to me, it was tantamount to being in trouble for me. I didn't want my mom to know I got in trouble, so I never said anything. I managed to tolerate it until my birthday came around. Birthdays were a big deal in my house, and my cake that year was awesome. A local artist made an amazing Sesame Street cake in the shape of Big Bird. It was beautiful and delicious. Our family had a little the night before, and the next day my mom wrapped the cake up and brought it with me to share with everyone at daycare. She spoke to Dolly and made sure it was okay. There was a lunch and snack time every day, and Dolly assured my mom that it was fine. I want to reiterate that this cake had barely been touched. Maybe 3 pieces had been eaten, and there was plenty left. All day long, I was so excited. I'm thinking about this delicious cake, and how excited my friends are going to be when this beautiful cake is bought out and cut up. I even was thinking and hoping in the back of my mind that they might even sing happy birthday to me. I had this cake built up in my mind to be a birthday party. Even to adult me, cake is always a party, but I digress. You know how it is when you're a kid and excited for something. That thing becomes your whole world. Visions of chocolate Big Bird danced in my head through reading circle, through sing and play, through all our morning activities. By the time lunchtime comes, that cake is looming so large in my head that thoughts of anything else are crowded out. The level of excitement is the kind of thing that adults never experience. You forget how to be that excited when you start adulting. That cake was the alpha and omega, the beginning and the end. There was a stairway to heaven somewhere, and that cake was at the top of it. That's how excited I was. So finally the time comes. The cake is brought out and all the kids, ooh, and ah. Big Bird is murdered, cut up, and slices are duly handed around. The kid next to me gets a piece. The kid on my other side gets a piece. Everyone gets a piece of chocolate Big Bird, except me. I'm starting to low-key panic, but I feel certain that either a mistake was made, or maybe Dolly was gonna serve me last, maybe after they sang happy birthday. Nope. When Dolly takes the cake back into the kitchen area, I mustered every bit of courage I have, and I approach her. Me, excuse me, Miss Dolly? I had a bit of a lisp back then. Dolly, yes, OP, what is it? I'm sorry, but I didn't get any cake. And? Did you forget me? No, I did not. Your mother said this cake was for the class. She didn't say it was for you. It was for my birthday. We bought it to share, but I was supposed to have a piece. You already had some at home. You don't need any more. She starts wrapping the cake, of which there is plenty left in tinfoil. Dolly, my family will enjoy this after dinner. Be sure to thank your mom. By this time, disappointed tears are rolling down my face, and the sight of her wrapping up that beautiful cake, knowing she was going to keep it all for herself, was just too much for me. I began to sob brokenheartedly. As punishment for crying, I guess, I had to stand in the kitchen doorway by myself for the rest of snack time and watch as she and my friends ate my birthday cake. She made a big show of visually enjoying that cake too. This time I knew that I hadn't done anything wrong, so I did tell my mom. It didn't happen until later that night though. It took me a while to get up the courage because I was going against a grown-up. My mom was mad, and she went to talk to Dolly the first thing the next morning. Of course, Dolly lied about it, but my mother, who knew my nature, took me at my word, and I never had to spend time in that woman's care again. I had a babysitter for a while, and eventually she found another place for me to go until I was old enough for school. That didn't bring back Big Bird though. Rest in peace, you delicious bastard. This was over 40 years ago, and to this day, it still strikes me as one of the meanest things an adult can do to a kid. Being left out is bad. Being left out of your own birthday is heartbreaking. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed making it. If you have a story that you want me to read, please submit it in the LaughNapkin subreddit. I'll leave a link in the description. Big shout out to everyone that has subscribed to this channel, as you're the ones making these daily videos possible. See you guys in the next video.